Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death.
Hello.
So where are we in our character creation?
I was just shit talking your new wizard spells. Pointing
Well,
out how your level 2 spirit armor is worse than the level 1 shield spell.
Yep.
Hey.
Apparently, there are still things to adjust. Gold spell. Here it is. It's magic. The 18 against hand hurled, 17 against arrows, 16 against all other forms of attack. Adds a +1 bonus to the saving throws against attacks that are frontal. Lasts for 5 rounds per level. That is better than the level 2 spirit armor. Conjuration spirit armor, hands down.
Yep.
So,
do you want me to roll for
yeah,
spells?
Did you write down some spells somewhere that you wanted?
I haven't written them down, but I can start listing them off.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Write down the 5 that you want, and then we'll roll for another 5. Yeah.
So I don't even need to roll for them?
Yeah, just take 5.
Okay. Well then. That will be... We're going to take armor. Where did my character sheet go? We'll take armor. I think we need to read magic. Act magic. I'm tempted by this Fist of Stone, actually.
Didn't you do some cool shit with the Fist of Stone once upon a time?
You did. I encouraged you to use it with your punchy wizard guy. He had Fist of Stone and Shocking Grasp. And he was using them through his fists.
Combat bonuses for strength do not apply if the caster uses any weapon other than his fist. However, you are a martial artist. So you can whap, whap, whap with your stick and then, like, crush them with your fist.
Yeah. I don't know how to narratively justify that, but...
What do you mean narratively justify it?
I don't know. It doesn't seem very subtle. Like, it's definitely like magic Fist of Stone, but I think I'll go ahead and take that.
Nice.
Armor, read magic, detect magic, Fist of Stone, and I guess identify. I'm going to regret taking identify because I'm never going to have those damn pearls. But you know.
Okay. And then pick 5 more and we'll roll for them.
Oh, 5 more. Oh my. Oh, I think I want comprehend languages. I probably should have secured that, but I've got really high spell learn, 70%. So I'll roll comprehend languages. Oh, I do not get it.
Woohoo!
What about the other comprehend languages? No. There's multiple detect magics. I wanted to stay away from the classic combat spells.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Like it's hard to
magic missiles and stuff.
to not get magic missiles, but
you can do it. You can stay away from them. Or if you want to take it, you might want to take a look at the conjuration version, which is 4 missiles always. And then you make attack rolls to target people with them. It's definitely weaker than the evocation version, but it's meant for those like people who can't get evocation spells.
Yeah. Let's see. What about these light spells? Are any of these worth looking at?
Yeah. Not the enchantment one's super cool, but probably not useful unless you're playing a druid or like a woodsy witch.
Mm-hmm.
The evocation version is cool because it's also instant cast, but it's very different. It's like lights up rooms or insides of things. So alteration is classic, and conjuration gives you like little spirits that will light your way for you that you can like move around to illuminate different things. It probably needs a slight buff. I don't think the light radius of it is good enough.
I don't know. I feel like the trouble with I like your new spells, but with the limit on the number of spells you can have, it almost feels like a lot of these are interesting but not powerful enough. I don't know.
Well, yeah. One of the things when people add new content to things, like extra splat books, the way they usually advertise that stuff is by making it actually more powerful. So I wanted to avoid being like, well, here's the better light spell, and just like
I think the way to do
ones.
it would be to strip it down and to make these all that's available or something like that. Or like start a new campaign setting from the ground up where you don't know any spells and you're like rediscovering spells. You're like, here are your level 1 spell options, and then like as you adventure, you're only introducing very specific spells in the campaign world, like based on what they find in spell books. I like the reveal doors spell.
You can make things pretty powerful if you make them very narrow in use. As long as that case is uncommon enough, it balances out. Magic Missile is an example of very narrow use case, powerful spell. Kill something.
Climb. Level 1 Vampiric Touch. Actually having trouble coming up with spells that I want.
Well, you don't have to take them all.
I can't do that. I'm mostly taking the wizard for the investigation aspect of it, for like proficiencies and for being able to identify magics that I do find.
What about a Tensor's Floating Disc so you can haul epic loot back? Because I see you're already moderately encumbered.
That can't be true. I think I didn't type in my I don't think I've typed in my encumbrance.
Oh, I typed it in for you.
Oh, how do I have
Oh,
I said I have 100 sling bullets. There should be 20 sling bullets. Or the weight
no,
total
your sling bullets should weigh
okay.
less than 5 each. They should weigh.
Yeah, it should have been 5 total. Should be a 20. I think they were 0.25.
There we go. There we go.
Although I think some of these things do have weight that I throw it.
Yeah, your sling should have some weight, and these other things should have some weight.
I didn't have weight in your sheet, but I'll give it a pound.
Sling?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because a sling is just it's a negligible piece of equipment. There we go. This makes more sense.
Well, the Tensor's Floating Disc.
It's still nice if you need to haul back 100 pounds of gold. Or a dead body.
Although I'm wondering where I would have learned all this stuff. I was originally imagining that I was like this monk type character that had learned these like divination type spells for the purpose of investigation, and everything else would sort of pick up along the way. But
yeah, so if you're supposed to be a dirty kid from a backwater town, the question of how you became a spell-casting wizard with books and shit is a great one.
it could have stumbled. I mean, it could be innate in my, the elven blood that flows in my veins gives me these magical powers. Maybe I discovered a book at some point along the way. Because I've also got some skills that are I've got literacy, arcanology, cartography. I've got all these.
There could also be some like creepy old man in a cave out in the woods, out in the hills, that you've stumbled across. That's like, oh my god, you have the power. I shall teach you. And you're like, peasant kid in the mountains herding goats by day. By night, you go visit with the creepy old man who like sniffs the vapors from the cracks in the rocks. And is like, listen to me, kid. You take a feather and you take a pearl and you put it in a potion and it tells you what it does. And you're like, okay, crazy old man.
This could also be what I eventually get, and doesn't necessarily need to be what I start with, right? Like if you want to start with the peasant village stuff, maybe I don't have my arcanology yet.
Well, I sort of dig the creepy old, maybe crazy, maybe just sniff too many rocks, old person that's like not in your village, but 1 hex away or something.
Yeah,
that
I think I'm
people
gonna
visit
roll forward.
to get stuff.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just rambling about crazy old people.
I think I'm gonna roll forward detect secret passages.
Okay.
Especially with a point buy system, having a lot of these utility spells is way better. Seriously?
Going well for you.
No. Do I have the new detect magic or the old detect magic? Which do you want me to have?
Let's see. Okay, that's the divination or enchantment version, right? You can pick. Just notate divination or enchantment. I'm cool with either. I think the enchantment one is actually a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Because the divination one, you have to sit and focus in a 60-degree arc per round, whereas the enchantment one, you can just like walk around and view everything. But you will go slightly blind for a little bit when the enchantment one wears off.
I'll take a look at those in a second. I need to come up with 3 more spells that I want, and chat's got no real suggestions for me. I need a drop of mercury for Tensor's floating disc.
Some quicksilver. Maybe conjure spell component then. Get you that little bit of mercury, that little bit of that live spider that you need, or whatever else it is.
Is there going to be mercury within 1 mile of the caster? Would it just like suck all the mercury out of the earth or something like that?
Yeah, I suppose.
Would that be?
It would probably be some sort of like solid mercury that it's too cool. Like the place in the ground where it summons from, it's still in solid form, and then when it gets in your hand,
just barely got that conjure spell component.
Gets to melt. What was that blade ward spell? What was it called? Deflect?
Oh.
The instant spell cast.
I liked it, but it doesn't seem that good of a use of spell points because you have to declare it before the attack is rolled. So it's like, I guess you would use it like if you're super low and the ogre's club could kill you.
Yeah.
And you need 1 more round to finish things off. But like, it takes a turn, right? Or does it not take a turn? It just takes spell points.
No, it's an instant spell cast, yeah. So you cast it when the attack would be incoming. So it wouldn't be using up your action for the round. Or you could do Extinguish, snap your fingers, and snuff out all fires within the area of effect.
That's cool, but I don't think I want it.
Huh? Like a weaker version of prestidigitation?
Yeah. With a spell point system, stuff like that, though, is a lot more useful. Like, because that seems like a stupid thing to memorize, but, like, if you've got enough spell points, it could be useful. I'm kind of actually rethinking that deflect thing. What was it called?
Glancing blow.
Glancing blow. Force momentarily within the target.
You want to go evil, there's always Vampiric Touch.
I don't... Well...
You want to suck out people's life force.
I wasn't planning on it. Okay, so I've rolled 3. Let's do a glancing blow. Glancing blow acquired. Let's look at this Vampire Touch. So this is the necromancer thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think it happens a little more slowly. I'm not sure.
I think that's how you made... Oh, not like the... This is like the drain life, similar to the drain life of the necromancer class.
Right. It drains at 3 HP per round.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do 2d4 plus 2 damage, so you would need to be able to hold on to someone for a fair bit of time to get all of the HP drained out of them. So it's not super useful in the middle of combat, but if you've got like someone tied up afterwards and like feast upon them.
Tempted. I'm thinking I'm thinking this character will not be out and out evil, but like I could see justifying delving into the dark arts for pursuit of knowledge.
We'll fix that.
We'll fix that. Do I have 1 spell left? I think I might make it
Separate?
That was a cool one. I didn't read it in detail, but it's like...
No, I think it's more of like for a party. I don't think it's as useful for one person.
Yeah, I think I might want light.
That makes sense.
Even though I am an elf, my elf eyes... I liked did I say I liked your detect doors spell?
Mm-hmm.
It
just makes doors glow.
Yeah. Do you have a version of light that you wanted to try? Did I do the evocation one?
The evocation one's pretty cool, but it really just works for rooms. It doesn't do too well in the outside.
If we're exploring dungeons, that could be a thing.
I'd like to see the evocation... No, yeah, the evocation version or the conjuration version.
Conjuration is what NECA had, right?
Is it? It might be. Yeah, you summon like fireflies that like go around and you can send light to different places. The enchantment version is super fucking cool, I think. I really love it, but it's pretty much only useful in like natural environments at night.
Mm-hmm.
Although I guess that you could do it, like you could carry around like a little plant in a pot so you could like make it glow and then shine stuff around. But I think that's definitely more of like this is the light version that elves take when they do stuff.
So you think I should avoid the basic light and go for... Yeah, oh, yeah, 3 hours per level on the conjuration.
Mm-hmm.
They're also good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll, and then we can decide which one I do pass. So I get a light.
They're also interesting.
Yeah.
Make me happy.
They can move around, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you direct them as needed.
How much light do they spread? Is it 5 foot, or is it just meant to be vague?
it says 5-foot diameter circle, but I don't. Oh, but then you can have the duration to double the radius.
Seems weird that the duration would decrease. But it seems, I almost feel like having a bunch of little 1-foot diameters that can move around or combine.
Yeah, I
don't know.
am willing to. These are some spells that I wrote down and need some work. So if we want to play with this and say you can do lots of little 1-foot things, or maybe it's greater than a 5-foot diameter circle, that feels pretty weak. I think I mentioned earlier that it needs a buff. I just didn't ever get it.
I like the sound of the evocation one, but I feel like the conjuring will be more useful. Like, I like the snap of your fingers and the room lights up.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you end up having multiple versions of light.
Yeah, I only have 11 spells per level, so...
But you already got all the first level spells, right? You don't need no more. Yeah, why don't we up it to 5-foot radius? For example, let's say at 4th level.
Yeah.
Can we
Let's also
reduce it?
try the new detect magic.
Okay.
I'll need to get some magic crystals, but...
Mm-hmm. Should be some low-level disintegration spell for making magic crystals.
Oh, I didn't. I think I've used all the spells that you told me I would have.
Sure.
It's called like minor disintegration or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, minor disintegration, small solid object from a single material, speaks the word and disintegrates to dust. I really like a lot of these new spells.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, I think I've played too much second edition. A lot of like the basic spells, they're so painfully specific that I'm like sick of seeing the same weirdly specific arcane thing show up again and again and again.
Right.
It seems like I like that there are these really obscure, bizarre spells, but once every single campaign has the same obscure, bizarre spells, they're no longer unique anymore. And it's like, why the hell does every wizard have, Tensor's floating disc? I mean, I guess that's kind of a classic. But Murdoch's feathery flyer, like, why is that a thing? Like, maybe if you're playing the wizard Murdoch and that's your signature spell, that's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I added a whole bunch of spells just by going back and watching Slayers, the anime, and like, oh, that's a cool thing. That's now a spell. That's Arcane Spray. Oh, here's Shadow Snap. Here's da-da-da. So I added a whole bunch of new things just by like watching fantastic old anime, and specifically with the purpose of making it into spells. I really like the Shadow Snap spell. It's a 2nd level abjuration.
Yeah. All right. So did you give me a spell list? Or are you working on a spell list for me?
Oh, you mean in... Yes. So you can actually peruse your spells in a easy... Yes, I can make this happen.
My character's name is Divan. D-I-V-A-N.
Divan? Like divine Divan?
I don't know. I don't know if I need or get a last name, but...
Okay. Player name, Ryan H. Character name, Divan. D-I-V-A-N?
Yeah.
Elf. Fighter. Wizard. Height?
5'8". What are you... This goes into my spell list?
There's like a character field that has.
All right. I have 150 listed.
You are male. Your alignment doesn't matter. Your age, I don't know where we're gonna start you at. You are right-handed.
I've already typed all these things into my thing.
Yes, it's your thing, but I have another thing.
So many things.
So much duplication of information. Do live in the digital age. What was your HP? 7? 7.5?
7, yeah. 7.5, yep.
Okay. So we have a Divan. You are character ID 150. Whew. Spells, insert. And you have what, like 10 spells? No, you have 7 spells? 8 spells?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not how did that happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Armor.
Yeah.
Read magic, detect magic, fist of stone, identify, conjure spell components, glancing blow, and light. And I failed comprehend languages and detect secret passages.
So you get, let's see, spell number 24 is armor. Color spec. You got comprehend languages. Which version? There's a there's an alteration and a divination version
What?
of comprehend languages.
I failed comprehend languages.
Oh, never mind then. You got conjure spell component though.
Yeah.
Is spell 906. Dance lights, detect magic. You got the enchantment version.
Detect magic? I got the new version. Yes, the enchantment version.
929. Not detect secret passages.
No, I failed that.
No. Glancing blow was failed or succeeded?
I succeeded.
Spell 903. Portal, hold portal, hold portal. 3 hold portals. Identify potion. Here we go. 964.
Yeah, I was looking at Shadow Snap. Is that the one where you stick a dagger into a shadow and bind them in place?
Yeah.
Was that from Slayers? I never really watched much Slayers. That was it was like around in an era when like it wasn't so easy to seek out the TV shows you wanted unless you were willing to spend a shit ton of money on VHS cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
So I like watched a couple of episodes on whatever that Saturday morning anime thing was. Was that Cartoon Network?
Saturday anime on Sci-Fi Channel.
Sci-Fi. There you go.
Yeah.
So I've like seen 2 episodes in the middle of the series, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think I'm... Oh, you got regular identify as well, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I'm missing here.
Which I'm probably never going to use. Or I'll use it once I'm like level 7 and I'll wish that I had never... Yeah. Wish I had saved it, but I won't. And then we'll need to figure out which spell components I can talk about into getting. Chat, why are you telling me to get a 7th level spell? What am I even going to do with that? Or when? Okay, I'll keep that in mind for 5 months from now when I'm level 14. Bro, just get wish.
Just get wish. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here in Discord is the link to your character spells. Let me know if that is correct, or more accurately, if it's incorrect.
Looks good. I don't have identify potion, but you can leave. I don't know.
Then I'm missing something. What did I?
Armor, light, fist of stone.
Ah, there we go. Fist of stone is spell 385.
So I do need some blessed leather. Does read magic require? Clear, crystal, or mineral. Dude, for my read magic. I need some fireflies. I need some gnome dust, or whatever it's called. Oh, it just needs, it's the dust would be, let's see, dust of crystals.
Fist of Stone. Spell number 385. Okay. There we go. Now your list is correct. That stuff. This. Okay, so you need spell components.
Yes. The big one I think is going to be the Blessed Leather for armor spell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you want to handle that.
I think we can give you like your crazy hobo teacher. We'll probably give you a couple little scraps of blessed leather that are like old and deteriorating and will probably be good for another year or so, but after that is just going to be like too worn away. And
okay.
You'll have to find a cleric somewhere to bless you some leather. But I think the idea is to have sort of like a heroic rise to power, so they'll probably be this ancient world, like the priest who's been kidnapped by the harpies, and if you free the priest, he'll, give you his blessing services because he'll owe you a life debt.
Yeah,
well, I should probably steal that storyline exactly.
So should I add a limited number of leather scraps or something?
Yeah, or? Yeah. Well, let's start you off with like 3 scraps of leather.
Do these only last a day, or will it last, or will it, how do you want to do leather? It's meant to, as written, it lasts until you take the damage.
Right. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it sitting on you for days and days and days.
Should I earmark spell points for that? Or should it be... So like an option, if you don't like the idea of it just being forever, is having it constantly take up 3 MP.
Oh, yeah, I like that. It holds your MP while cast. That's a really... Yes, I love that.
So my current NP will be 10 out of 13, and I'll have an armor spell cast on me.
Yes. That is brilliant.
We're not going to start with a pearl. The light spell, I need some harmless glowing, the remains of a harmless glowing creature, which I could easily conjure.
There'll be fireflies around, so you can just... You can either have them or you could have conjured them.
Right. I'll start with 10 in a pouch or something. Magic crystals and a crystal for read magic.
Wait, magic crystals and a crystal for read magic?
So read magic requires a clear crystal prism, which is not expended. So it could just be a quartz crystal that's probably more or less worthless, right?
Yeah.
That could have been conjured.
Yeah, it'll probably have been like conjured, and then you would have need to like polish it into something.
Yeah, but I can start with that.
Yeah.
And then crystals for detect magic. How does that work? Can I just have it, or is it meant to be valuable?
No. This is the same sort of like you could get some quartz crystals. And then a mortar and pestle and like grind it into dust, which would be a long and arduous process on your behalf. Probably taking like a day to get a casting worth of it, because I can imagine grinding stone with stone would be really laborious. I was reading about the mechanics of grave digging a while back, just because that's what you do when you play a lot of D&D. And it was saying that to dig like a proper grave would take 2 people all day long, or a professional grave digger could dig like 2 or 3 graves in a day. And I was astounded by the like the difference between non-professional and professional grave diggers in the amount of time that it would take. You're literally digging at like 6 times the rate as an unprofessional grave digger. Unprofessional grave digger? Yeah. I think it's a combination of like specific muscle groups that get built and then like toughness of hands, and there's probably something to technique and like the right amount of dirt in the shovel and how far down you reach and the leverage. It's one of those skills that doesn't seem on the face of it to be like too complicated, but apparently is. There's great specialization to be had in digging ditches.
Definitely a half a grave per day kind of person.
See, this is why we have the quote function for taking things really out of context.
So, I think we're more or less ready.
Yeah.
Do I have any money, or are we not even we're not even going to worry about that?
Yeah, roll me a d20 for how much copper you've got.
17. I'm rich.
Okay. So we've got character, spells, components, gear. What did you have for gear?
Nothing really. I've got a staff. I've got a sling. Some bullets.
What's your AC?
With the armor spell cast, it is 17.
And without it, it goes down to like 13 or something?
Yeah, 1 for dex, 2 for martial arts.
Very beautiful. Love it. Martial arts, armor spell. I see it. It's looking good. Sling bullets should be missile, but other than that,
where's I didn't even notice the whole thing.
Buttons. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Why don't we take a break? I need a bathroom, and then when we come back, maybe let's dig around on this character a little bit. Mm-hmm. Maybe start some early adventures.
Sounds great. Yeah. Got
cool.
A couple hours to do some introductions.
Yeah. See you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.